If you talk to any high schooler, they'll pretty much always tell you how they have a terrible sleep schedule, and it's because of how much work they get, and school starts too early, so they can't sleep early enough. And those are all pretty valid excuses. Those are excuses that I made um, up until this year when I actually took the time to perfect my sleep. And now school is a lot less of a shitty experience for me. I go through school not taking a nap a single time in the day. Like, I'm just awake the whole time because I'm just well rested. The first step to actually getting better sleep is to sleep at the same time every day and wake up at the same time every day. Now, this includes weekends too. You can't sleep 5 hours, not even 5 hours. Some people get like 3 hours of sleep on the weekdays, and then they sleep for 12 hours on the weekend. And what happens is that because you get like no sleep on the weekend, you sleep for 12 hours. Okay, that's understandable. But when you sleep for so long on the weekend, Sunday night, right before Monday morning, you just slept 12 hours, so you're not going to be tired. And then you don't fall asleep. You end up falling asleep around 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and then you go to school on like 4 hours of sleep. And then that cycle just keeps on going and going. So in order to get better sleep, you have to break that cycle. Right now, set a time. So like, let's say every day you want to sleep at 11. So today, no matter what, just go to bed at 11 and then wake up at, let's say, 6:30. From now on, every day you have to wake up at 6:30. And what happens is that when you wake up at 6:30 every day, you'll automatically start getting sleepy at the same time in the night every day. When you wake up at the same time every day, the same amount of hours have to pass for you to get tired. And also you have to be like doing something, like make sure you're exercising or like going to the gym or whatever. You need to be tired to actually fall asleep. And also remember, the hours you spend in bed is not the same thing as the hours you are asleep. We're told that we need 8 hours of sleep. So going to bed at 10 and then waking up at 6 is not 8 hours of sleep. It's actually more like 6 hours or 6.5. Because yeah, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. is 8 hours. But you're not asleep for 8 hours. You're in bed for 8 hours. So that's not the same thing. If you truly want 8 hours of sleep, you actually really need to be in bed for like 9 hours at least. I spend 9 hours in bed. I go to bed at 9:30 and I wake up at 6:30 a.m. every single day, even on the weekends. This makes it so that like when it's like around 9:30, 10, like sometimes I'll end up sleeping at 10, so I'll be in bed for 8 hours and 30 minutes instead. It's not like a huge deal, but around that time I'll always be getting tired and I fall asleep in like 10-15 minutes. Another question that's gonna come up, like an excuse that's gonna come up, is, oh, but I can't sleep early because I have too much work. Then do your work faster, right? That sounds like I sound really stupid right now. Oh, how am I gonna do my work faster? Like you, oh, my work takes 5 hours to do. Okay, but you don't spend 5 hours doing work, do you? Right? And like even if you're in like all honors or AP classes, like realistically, you don't need to be spending 5 hours a day working. And unless you have like a project or an essay, okay, those are exceptions. But generally, like your daily homework is not that much. If it is, okay, I'm sorry, I don't. But like most people, that's not the case. So you need to be managing your time better. First of all, to be more productive, get rid of all distractions. You need to find like your worst distractions. For most people, it's their phone. Turn off your notifications. You don't need notifications. It's just gonna disrupt you, and it's honestly like even throughout your day, you don't need notifications, right? Because you're gonna be constantly checking your phone every time you get a notification, and it's not good for your mental health to constantly just be pulling out your phone and looking at it like this. So try to minimize how much you use your phone in total, and you'll notice when you use your phone less, you'll actually become more productive. You might be doing your work on a computer, and on that computer, I mean, you could really do a lot. You could go on YouTube and spend like 3 hours just watching something, like watching one video after another, right? I used to like spend maybe like a minimum of like 2 3 hours doing my, actually it's more like 4 or 5 hours, but most of the time I would actually just be watching YouTube videos and not doing my work. If I were to like estimate how much time I was actually spending doing my work, it would probably be like an hour, probably less, to be honest. You kind of just forget that you're doing work when you're watching all this stuff, when you're distracted by all this stuff. You lose track of time so fast. Like you'll be like, oh, you might be doing your math homework and you don't understand some problem. So you search it up on YouTube. You're watching like Khan Academy or like Brian Logan or whatever. They have like the videos on the side on YouTube, the recommended ones. And then there's something that catches your eye. And then after you watch that video, after you watch the math video, you end up clicking on another video and another video and another video and another video. And you started doing your homework at 4 p.m. and it's 9 p.m. now. And you haven't even started your work. So, and then you end up staying up till 12 a.m. because even when you actually start working, you're not even fully productive because your mind is kind of elsewhere. Probably because of you have like a short attention span because of a lot of technology use. That's not an insult. That's just kind of the state of most people's minds. It is the state of my own mind. So don't think I'm like saying like, oh, you have a short attention span or anything. Like, I'm just being real.